Welcome to our channel, where you can find the hottest and most dramatic news about the young and the restless. If you are a loyal fan of the show, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any shocking developments. And today, we bring you a surprising story about Victor, the most powerful man in Genoa City, and his ruthless plot to separate Kyle Abbott and Claire Grace. Let's find out now. Victor has long been a master at manipulating others to achieve his goals. He is not only a sharp businessman but also a man willing to do anything to control everything in his reach. When Victor discovers that his niece, Claire, is becoming increasingly attached to Kyle, he immediately sees this as a threat. Although Claire tried to prove that her feelings for Kyle were genuine, Victor was still not convinced. He believed that Kyle, with Abbott blood flowing through his veins, would never be loyal to the Newman family. So Victor began to plot to separate them, a cruel plan in which he himself would become the victim to force Kyle into a corner. Victor knew that simply forbidding them would only make Claire more resistant and protective of Kyle. So he came up with a more cruel way, to make himself the victim and blame Kyle for everything. As the first step in the plan, Victor created a fake conflict with Kyle. He repeatedly provoked Kyle at Newman Enterprises, causing the young man to lose his patience and react. Everything went exactly as Victor had hoped. Kyle, already under pressure from the war between Abbott and Newman, became more stressed and easily upset than ever. The next step was to secretly hire an anonymous attacker to attack him on the grounds of Newman Ranch. The attacker was arranged to attack when there were enough witnesses, but most importantly, all traces had to lead to Kyle. That fateful night, Victor was found lying motionless on the ground with a serious head wound. Before losing consciousness, he managed to say a suggestive sentence, "Kyle, that's Kyle." And so, all suspicion immediately fell on Kyle Abbott. As soon as news of the attack on Victor spread, Kyle was summoned by the police for investigation. He was completely surprised when he was charged and could not believe that all the evidence was against him. A bloody glove was found in Kyle's car, and security cameras showed that he was near the scene at the time of the attack. All of this is perfect evidence to make him the culprit. All of it was set up by Victor. Claire is extremely panicked when she hears about Kyle's arrest. She tries her best to find a way to prove her boyfriend's innocence. But it is Victor, who is still on the hospital bed, who puts the most pressure on Kyle. He demands that the police thoroughly investigate and not allow Claire to contact Kyle. At this point, Kyle only has one choice: either confess and face prison, or find a way to uncover the truth. But how to expose someone like Victor Newman, who has power over Genoa City? Although Victor has succeeded in separating Kyle and Claire, he does not expect that his niece is more stubborn than he thought. Claire begins an independent investigation and discovers irregularities in the case. She goes to Nate to review Victor's medical records and realizes that his injuries are not as serious as he makes them out to be. This means that Victor has been exaggerating the incident to manipulate people. Claire also notices another suspicious point: the video recording Kyle near the scene has been edited. With the help of Noah Newman, she discovers the original video proving that Kyle left the Newman Ranch before the attack. When Claire confronts Victor, he remains calm as usual and tries to convince his niece that he only wants to protect her. But Claire is no longer a girl who can be manipulated. She decides to show the evidence she has to Michael, a sharp lawyer and also Victor's best friend. As Michael examines the evidence, he realizes that there are too many irregularities and begins to question the authenticity of the case. Under the pressure of Claire and Michael, the case quickly turns around. When the police review the evidence, they discover that Victor's attacker was actually an actor hired to impersonate the perpetrator. Cornered, Victor finally admits that he staged the attack to eliminate Kyle. Although Victor's plan failed, as always, he found a way to escape legal consequences. What he didn't anticipate, however, was losing Claire's trust. She declares that she will never forgive him and decides to leave Newman Enterprises, causing Victor to feel real loss for the first time. Kyle, though hurt by this scheme, is eventually vindicated. However, he also realizes that sticking with Claire means having to be on guard against Victor's tricks. Will their love survive this test? Only time will tell. Stay tuned to our channel for the latest and most dramatic developments on the young and the restless. And don't forget to leave a comment to share your thoughts on Victor Newman's cunning plan.